You know, guys, here we are again. We find ourselves back in the Call of Duty seasonal content cycle where every couple of weeks, everybody's channel just seems to die, I guess. Like, nobody is flourishing in Call of Duty, and that is almost entirely due to seasonal content, and nothing's going on in the game, so there's nothing to talk about. Thus, nobody cares about Call of Duty, not to mention the fact that this current game sucks balls. And guys, the crazy thing is, when this inevitably happens every single season, and people don't want to play the current COD, they usually resort to playing one of the older CODs, and as we've seen very recently with Activision, the possibility of playing some of these hacker-free lobbies on like MW2, Black Ops 2, through Plutonium and XLABS and soon-to-be SM2, hey, for whatever reason, that's not okay. We can't do that because, you know, you're stealing our IP, you're threatening and attacking our IP. Can't do that, so we gotta shut it down, and our gooch-licking fans are gonna do whatever they can to defend us. And the same old argument is made, oh, just go play the older CODs on PC or console, don't resort to playing these other clients. And well, you go back to Black Ops 2, you go back to MW2, hell, you even go back to Black Ops 3, and everything is filled with hackers. So then you think, okay, well, of the recent CODs in the dark ages of COD, MW 2019 to the present day, only one Call of Duty has actually been deemed to not be entirely dog shit, and that game is Cold War. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm not a fan of Cold War, okay? It is my least favorite Treyarch game of all time. I still consider it to be in the bottom 5 Call of Duties of all time, and I'm sorry if you hate me for that, but that's just my opinion on it. But I can at least sympathize and recognize that a lot of people actually do like that game. Well, if you try going back to playing that game, or even some of these newer CODs like Vanguard or MW2, there is a very likely chance that other people can get access to your IP. And guys, if you don't know what that means for you as a consumer, as a customer, as a fan, as a person, let me just be the one to tell you, that is not good. You don't want that to happen ever. So let me make this very clear right now. If you're somebody who is a fan of Cold War, first of all, potential gulag sentence. Second of all, stop playing that game. This is a fair warning. You need to stop playing that game immediately until something gets done about this. This comes out from Charlie Intel yesterday. He says, there is currently an exploit in Black Ops Cold War on all platforms where a person can gain access to a player's IP, crash their game, or potentially cause other issues. No indication so far of it happening in MW 2019 Part 2 or Warzone 2. Activision has not addressed this, nor have they stated they're aware of this problem. Would be best to avoid Cold War till it's fixed. And guys, you hear this on my channel all the goddamn time. The nonsense, the tomfoolery, the fucking hoopla, it never ends, okay? Not in Call of Duty at least. Here in Call of Duty, every single time there's news about anything, it is always some bullshit. It's always fucked up. It's always something to laugh at unless somebody's endangered by it, and in this case, you have the potential of getting a lot of your information taken from you. I don't think people really understand what can happen when you have access to somebody's IP. If you're just some loser fuck gooch licking Infinity Ward fan, likely you're not talented enough to do anything with that information anyway, so not really much to worry about there other than just the hassle of it happening. But if you get one of these like Lizard Squad-esque motherfuckers to have access to your IP, let me just tell you, you are fucked. The possibility of getting doxxed, the possibility of getting DDoSed, hit offline, having your game crash, having your stats reset and everything like that, and even worse, sometimes you can get fucking swatted. Now, if you need somebody to tell you why exactly that's a serious problem, once again, you need professional help and probably some public education. And the thing about this that sucks really badly is, there's quite a few of us that are genuinely not a fan of this current Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2019 Part 2, and not only does this game also share the same potential of people getting access to your IP, even though it's not confirmed or reported by Charlie Intel, there's been plenty of people that I've seen say the exact same thing for MW2. To the people who are not a fan of this current title, typically if they're going back to an older Call of Duty title in the dark ages of COD, they're going back to Cold War. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I am not a fan of this game, but I recognize how many people actually do like this game. And I feel bad for you guys because there's so many other people who would rather not play Cold War, even though they're kind of a fan of it, and instead go play XLABS or Plutonium, because over there Your IP and all that shit is protected. That's the point of playing those clients. Well, Activision shuts it down because, oh, they're attacking my IP. No, my ego, no. And all these gooch-licking fans all say the exact same thing. I've seen this all over Reddit. I've seen it all over Twitter. I've seen it in my own comment section. Just dense, low IQ, moronic AI gooch-licking morons saying the same shit.
How would you like it if your IP got attacked, Fooly? How would you like it if people profited off your product, Fooly?
Alright, listen up, you fat tub of fucking lard. Listen to this. If Activision is so hellbent on protecting their IPs, then answer me these two questions. Why don't they protect their IPs back on Black Ops 1? Or Black Ops 2, or MW2, or MW3, or any of those older COD titles that are also having their IP completely fucked? And my second question is, if your response is, oh well, those COD games are too old to be profited from, okay, let's look at Black Ops Cold War, and Vanguard, and MW 2019, and the potential of this current game that they are profiting from, now that there's hackers looming around in there, and the potential of their IP getting attacked, not to mention my actual IP as a player. Do you think Activision should, quote unquote, protect their IP? Is that what you think should happen? Because I would assume they do this way before the fact this even occurs. Guys, do not play Black Ops Cold War. Don't let them profit from you, because I know there's still people who go on Black Ops Cold War and buy bundles because they like the cosmetics, because arguably Treyarch makes better cosmetics, so I kind of understand it there. But if you're just gonna have your IP potentially attacked, and you have all of these other issues that can arise from that, and Activision is likely not gonna do anything about it, and they completely shut down your other option, your alternative option for playing a safe older Call of Duty game, and you have moronic gooch-licking zombies walking around talking about, oh, you know, if you're Activision, you do the same thing. No, the fuck I would not, because I'm not some greedy gooch-licking corporate fuck. I've already given a warning and called for people to not purchase the next game due to Activision's terrible decision-making skills and the fact that the next game is gonna suck. But now I need to encourage you guys again for something different. Don't even go back to play the older CODs. Just put Call of Duty on halt for a little bit until some other things come out about this, because as of right now, Activision has not said or done anything about this. And this has been a known issue for a few days now, guys. Just because Charlie Intel barely reported on it doesn't mean it barely happened right now. I have seen tweets about this in the last few days, in the last week, and so far, nothing. My recommendation, simply don't play the game. And before the gooch lickers say, oh well, you're playing MW2 in the background, you still play the game, you're complaining about the game but you still play it, I hate to break it to you, but what you are watching right now is old gameplay. Oh, and before I forget, just to come back to this point of people gooch licking and defending Activision for whatever fucking reason.
Well, Fooly, how would you like it if people stole your IP and made money from it? They're stealing your money.
Let me just show you guys who you're defending right now. And I was gonna make a separate video on this because, I mean, it's worth making an entire video about, and I probably still will, but check this out. This comes out from Charlie Intel as well. Bobby Cosby says Activision Blizzard will be just fine if the Microsoft deal falls through, as the company has $12 billion of cash on hand. Hey, that's the guy's gooch you're licking, okay? Listen, not me, not the Scatmaster. I don't do that shit. If that's you, that's you. And I guess this guy and his company are scared of people profiting $200 from SM2. Give me a fucking break. To the people who are fighting tooth and nail to protect Activision because they're getting their IP stolen, go give that same energy to the people playing Cold War, because there's hackers in there for whatever reason. The game's only 2 goddamn years old, and I guess it's unsafe to play. Go protect Activision over there. Go tell the hackers, hey, you can't attack Activision's IP like that. Go say it to the hackers. Don't say it to the people with common sense, please. Like I said, I feel so bad for the people who don't want to play the current Call of Duty title, which, by the way, once again, there's also the potential of people getting access to your IP. To the people who don't even like the game to begin with, when they want to go back to one of the older CODs, let alone one of the Call of Duties from just 2 years ago, they can't even safely play the game. You guys see why why I talk so much trash to Gooch Lickers and Call of Duty and the developers and Activision. And I don't want to hear people saying, oh, you know what, that costs a lot of money, they might not profit from the older games, they're gonna be wasting too much money protecting their older IPs. Look, your daddy, your master, he's the one who said it, not me. Bobby Cosby said they got $12 billion on hand in cash. I didn't say that, your father did. So let's put that money to good use. First of all, get rid of this issue in Cold War, and if it exists in MW 2019 Part 2, get rid of it here as well. You can also use that $12 billion in cash to possibly protect your IP on games like Black Ops 2, MW2, COD 4. You can also use your $12 billion in cash towards making the next game actually good. We know it is underdeveloped. Why don't you use some of that money for some good shit instead of just pocketing all of it?
Oh no, SM2 took $300 from Activision. No.
Fucking pussy.
Well, but Fooly, Activision has the legal right to do whatever they want with their IP. You can't just steal their IP and profit from it.
Alright, well, Activision, you better go use those legal rights towards these hackers on Cold War and keep that same goddamn energy. Go ahead. And before I hear it,
oh, if you don't like the game, why don't you play something else?
Well, I'm sorry, but I do play other games, not just Call of Duty, and the only times I ever play Call of Duty are to play ranked play. And that is even very limited because I can't even play with majority of my homies because we're not in the same rank.
Oh, why you still post the gameplay in the background?
Because I have it saved up and it's very old. This is the difference between me and some of these gooch-licking content creators and fucking Activision, is I have answers for everything. Scadmaster has answers. Let's see if Activision can answer any of the fucking nonsense that we've seen here in the Call of Duty franchise for years, months, weeks, and even days. Gooch-lickers, let's see if you guys have any answers for any of this.
They're stealing money from them, they gotta protect their IP fully.
You stupid fat fucking hippopotamus. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Are you gonna avoid playing Cold War or Call of Duty in general because of the hacking issues and because the games just genuinely suck? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest videos. And yeah, guys, it's been the boy Fooly. Have yourselves a good one. I'm out of here. Toodles.
It's been a very long time since the weekend. It's been a very long time and I'm weak. It's been a very